Here in Kenya, the military has been deployed in the northeastern part of the country to demine roads, and this follows a series of roadside explosions, most of which have been claimed by al-Shabaab. Authorities say the soldiers are working with other security agencies to clear any explosive devices hidden along roads. Several suspects have also been arrested. Authorities are worried the militants may ramp up attacks during Ramadan ahead of Kenya's elections in August. At least 20 people have been killed in recent weeks, including 14 security officers. Well, let's get more now from Abdulaziz Bilo. He's live for us in Mogadishu. Abdul, has there been any response so far from Somali government to these attacks here in Kenya?
Well, Penina, none whatsoever at the moment from the Ministry of Defense or Interior here in Somalia, or either the national security, but more of so is because of the same incidents that happened in Kenya, where the al-Shabaab set of planted landmines on key roads that are used by security forces. Is the same thing that happens here almost on a daily basis. Out in areas outside of Mogadishu, the al-Shabaab militant group employs a different tactic from the one it employs here in densely populated capitals like Mogadishu and Bosaso, for instance, because in areas outside Mogadishu, the al-Shabaab uses roadside bombs and improvised explosive devices on roads that are used by African Union forces, as well as by members of the Somali National Army whenever they are launching an offensive or anytime they are on the move. But here in the capital, they employ the set of explosive laden vehicles here in the city, and they use suicide bombers, like the most recent attack here in Mogadishu, outside the port of Mogadishu, where a vehicle went off, killing at least 5 people, and also in the Puntland region, especially a town called Bosaso, that is the commercial capital of the semi-autonomous region in northeastern Somalia. ISIL, on the other hand, claimed responsibility for its first suicide mission. So the same predicament that is facing Kenya in the recent attacks by al-Shabaab is the same challenge that's facing authorities here in Somalia over the past couple of years. And Kenya has bear the brunt of the instability here in Somalia, largely after the deployment of Kenyan forces here in Somalia. The al-Shabaab increased their attacks in neighboring Kenya, especially targeting universities and public areas. And over the past couple of years, it has launched brazen attacks inside Kenya itself in areas towards the northeastern. Now, because those areas are not yet fully secure, the authorities here on the side of Somalia are not able to secure the border. The vast border region in that area poses a great challenge, not just for Somali authorities, but also for Kenyan officials there, Penina.
Is there any kind of collaboration between Kenya and Somalia to tackle this new wave of attacks?
Well, yes, Penina, here between Mogadishu and Nairobi, there's a system in place that the two countries constantly share intelligence, and also they also assist each other in gathering information and foiling al-Shabaab attacks, both in Somalia and also in Kenya. A perfect example is after the attack in Garissa University in 2015 that claimed almost the lives of 150 students. A strong effort here in Somalia, finally backed by US authorities, finally neutralized the key leader and the mastermind of the Garissa University attack, Duliaden, aka Mohammed Kuno. He was killed in the Jubaland region of Somalia here. That's near the border with Kenya, in an area called Buligadud, on the area near Kismayo. The Kenyan forces are also stationed in that region. So definitely it's the issue of intelligence gathering and sharing that was able to pin the mastermind of that attack. But also Kenyan forces are also here on the ground, and they've done a commendable job in pacifying the regions that are to the border with Kenya, in areas near Mandera, where the al-Shabaab has repetitively carried out attacks, killing people and killing members of security forces. So the African Union troop contributing countries here in Somalia, especially Uganda and Burundi and Djibouti, and also here in Kenya, or on Kenya also rather, there's a system in place that the African Union forces here share intelligence with Somali authorities so that the al-Shabaab doesn't attack areas outside Kenya. So it poses a great challenge still for authorities here, and the new government here in Somalia. President Farmajo recently met with President Uhuru Kenyatta in London, where the both leaders emphasized on the need of a strong and stable Somalia, a strong and stable national army for Somalia, so that Somalia can remain at peace, and also it can be able to foil future attacks in areas outside Somalia. Penina.
All right, Abdulaziz Bilo in Mogadishu, thank you for joining us.